This is a finished Power BI report. 4 pages, on brand, actuals versus budget, the whole thing. But I didn't build any of it. I asked Claude to be my Power BI developer for a day, handed it a raw file, and thanks to the new Power BI MCP from Microsoft, this is what it gave back. I'm Mike, a senior finance leader, and over the last decade, I've automated more than 150,000 hours out of finance processes. Building reports like this is the exact work I've done by hand for years. So I wanted to know, can an AI do the whole job now, or just the easy parts? Well, I gave it a full day to find out. Here's why this matters. If you build reports, you know the real cost isn't the charts, it's the setup. Wiring up the data model, writing the same measures you write on every project, then nudging visuals around until the exec deck looks right, usually the night before it's due. That's the part that eats your day. Today, I'm handing all of it to Claude Code, alongside the brand new Power BI MCP from Microsoft and the Power BI authoring skills that go with it. If we're being honest, a Power BI developer's morning is pretty boring, and it's the part nobody films. Before a single chart, you build a model. Fact table, dimension tables, a date table, the relationships, then the measures. So that's the first job I gave it, and I made it harder on purpose. I handed it my point of sale file. 4.5 million rows. That one won't even open in Excel. Excel taps out around 1 million. Let me show you what it does with a file the spreadsheet can't even load. So here we are in a clean Power BI. This is going to be for the F9 Finance Coffee Shop, starting totally blank. But before we get into this, I want to show you what's going to make all of this work from an AI standpoint. So first, what has Microsoft given us? Well, we've got a preview of 2 new sets of tools. The first is the Power BI MCP server. If you're not familiar with MCP, it means Model Context Protocol, and it's a way for AI to talk and interact directly with our software and our systems. So that's part 1. Alongside that, Microsoft has released Power BI Report authoring skills. If you're not familiar with AI skills, they're markdown files that teach AI how to do task that it's not naturally trained at. And in this case, that's building and managing Power BI models. So you bring both of these together. You'll see right here how this complements the Power BI MCP server. They work hand in hand together, along with a third item, the Power BI desktop bridge, also in preview, that lets one of your AI tools work directly with Power BI. Now, all the work we're going to be doing, I'm going to be doing it using Claude Code. You'll notice Microsoft's documentation is all going to be built around Microsoft's product GitHub Copilot, but you can do the exact same thing with Claude Code. You can do the exact same thing with Codex from OpenAI, and you can do the same thing, of course, with GitHub Copilot from Microsoft. Now, to do this with the different tools, there's a couple of different pieces that you have to do. You don't have to download anything, though. You can ask the tool to do all of it for you. And to enable that in my AI library, which I'm going to tell you about a little bit later, I'm going to have all of the prompts that will have Claude Code automatically set it up for you. Just to show you the end result of that, this was my Power BI MCP setup. Again, you can have Claude Code, Codex, or GitHub Copilot do all of this for you. It not only set it all up, it tested everything for me, showing it's all working and ready to go. So there's no need for us to go through it step by step, because it's going to go get all of the software automatically, bring it in, install it, configure it, set it up, use the prompts from the AI library, link to come later on, and we are good to go. So now with the setup out of the way, it is time to get started, and we will go ahead and put in our prompt. So our prompt is going to be very simple. Connect to the open Power BI project. One thing I forgot to mention here, when you save these files, you do need to save them as something special, which is a Power BI project. To show you how to do that, because it is a little bit different, we don't want to save it as a Power BI file. We want to save it as a Power BI project file .pbip. That's going to expose all of the individual models and data sets that Claude Code, Codex, or Copilot need to work with. So there we go. We're saved. We're notated as a Power BI project. So there we are, we're saved, we're notated as a Power BI project. We'll come back and now we can kick this off. So coming over here, I'll show you the data real fast. So I've got all of these coffee shop files. You'll see the point of sale one is just massive, but I'm asking it to bring in our manager commentary, our profit and loss, and our massive point of sale data into our Power BI file that's right here. These 2 new folders, this report and semantic model, that's what's exposed by saving as a pbip file. So we'll go ahead and do that. So we're going to give it this very simple prompt, we're going to connect it, we're going to use our data and build a clean and well-structured semantic model. We will go ahead and send this off, and we will let Claude do its magic. Claude Code kicking off, it's found the project, it's found all of the different data sets we pointed it to, it's doing a session update check just to make sure everything is wired up correctly, and then it is going to go to town working through our semantic model. Claude's coming back with our completed model that ran for 10 minutes. It's got things here, it's noting there's 2 things worth flagging, and then we've got our fact tables and our dimension tables noted and all wired up. So if you remember when we first started, everything here was blank. There was absolutely nothing. There was no data. We can actually look at this in the model view. So here's our point of sales, accounting. It built a mapping table for us, revenue, cost of sales, expense. There's our commentary. There's our dates, financials, locations, and product. And it did a couple of mapping tables for us without us even asking, which is super cool. All nice and cleaned up. And here are all of the sales. And it even started adding in some measures for us, units per transaction, line items, transactions, units sold, all kinds of really good stuff, completely wired up in just a few minutes. So in a few minutes, it read a file Excel can't open and built a clean model off it. And here's the part I didn't ask for. It cleaned up all of the messy data on its own. That's the first moment I thought, okay, this one's careful, not just fast. But the model is the easy part. The real question was whether it could decide what actually goes in the report. And that's where I expected it to fall apart. Real quick, because this is the thing I get asked for most. If you want the prompts, templates, and skills I use in this and all my other videos, click the link in the description for my entire AI library. I'll also send you my free weekly newsletter, Finance AI Insider, with tips, tricks, and hacks just like this. Okay, back to it. Here's the part I really didn't think an AI could do. A report is the right 4 or 5 views for the person reading it, and picking those takes judgment. So I didn't tell it what to build. I told it who it was for and what they needed and let it scope the report itself. But what good is data without any visuals to look at it? So let's go ahead and work through that. But I'm not going to give the plan to Claude Code. I'm going to have it generate the plan for us. I'm going to review it for approval, and then I'm going to have it build out the pages. So let's go ahead and do this prompt. No, I'm intentionally making this vague because I want it to do the planning for me. So I'm saying now I want you to add 4 pages to the report, plan them out first for my approval, and ask me any questions as needed. Note that the report is going to be for the senior leadership team of the coffee shop. So we're going to go ahead and send this out. I've explicitly told it to come back to me for approval before building. We don't want to burn our tokens writing up dashboard pages that we aren't going to use, so we'll let it work through the planning cycle first. And Claude is back after about 5 minutes with our plan. It's proposed an executive summary, state of the business page, a P&L, location performance, and sales and product mix. That all makes sense. It's asking us if we have any tweaks to go ahead and give it, a few things to confirm. I love the pages. Let's just go ahead and approve. Default should be latest month. Yep. And do I want to surface commentary? Yes. Surface commentary. So we'll go ahead and kick it off, and now we can start the actual build. Now remember we talked about how the MCP lets Claude talk to Power BI. Now what you'll see is it's referencing that it's going to get the report authoring skill from Microsoft, one of the many different skills in the package we installed, and it's going to grab that to allow it to write the report. So it's multiple different individual skills packaged up into one, and now Claude can work just like a Power BI developer. All right, Claude is wrapping up. It's checking its own work right now. There's a fully working executive summary. It's checking the other 3 pages, but since it's almost done, we can pop over and see how everything is going. Wow, and would you look at that? We started this, it was completely blank, and now we have 4 entire tabs. So here's our quite nicely laid out executive summary. We have some charts. We even pulled in text commentary from our files, KPIs across the top. We'll come over to financial performance, all nicely put together there. Location performance, excellent. And then sales and product mix, some really nice different charts, graphs, all very well organized, all visually pleasing. And if we flip between different periods, we should be able to, yes, start seeing all of the different results. Come back over to executive summary. You can also drill down to individual locations. So there's Astoria, Hell's Kitchen, Lower Manhattan, change the period. Yep, it is a fully functional dashboard, all in about 15 minutes without me touching Power BI once. How cool is that? Look at what it planned. An executive overview, an actuals versus budget page with a waterfall. That's a real report structure. And then it did something I didn't expect. One location's revenue nearly doubled in a single month. Another one cratered for 3 months straight. It found where I should be looking. But would I actually send this report yet? Not yet. It still didn't look like my brand. So I pushed it. Quick note before the last stretch. Everything I'm showing you here is the kind of skill I teach inside Finance AI Lab. One new AI workflow every 2 weeks, about 15 minutes a day. If you'd rather build these than watch me build them, the link's in the description. Now back to fixing this report. At this point, Claude's done a full morning and midday of a developer's job, and I've mostly been watching. But here's the part that decided whether I'd trust it, whether it could catch its own mistakes. If you're getting something out of this, a like really helps the channel and helps more finance pros find this. All right, 2 things left, and they're what separate a draft from something you'd put in front of a CFO. It has to be on brand, and it has to be right. So I asked it to retheme the whole thing to our company's brand just from a plain description. And then I let it check its own work. So now we've got our dashboards, all of the pages are there, the visuals are looking great. The only thing left is that it's not in our brand formatting. So let's have Claude take a crack at that. Now, if I come to customize, you'll see I've got my skills loaded, so you might be able to build your own skills too. If not, I've got some great videos on that on the channel for you. But I'm going to ask it to call on the F9 brand design and incorporate that in. That's going to have our colors, our fonts, all of that. Okay, I'm going to give it a very simple prompt. I don't have to give it a lot of description because I have all of my brand guidelines documented in this skill. Claude's already going to know that. I'm just going to tell it that I needed to use the design skill and apply the formatting to the dashboard. We're going to kick that off. We'll let that go to work for a little bit. And in theory, when we come back, we're going to see the same visuals, the same layout, but we're going to come back to a completely cleaned up, colored, font changed, everything we need to look like the F9 Finance coffee shop. You'll see here Claude coming in, it's saying it's applying the F9 brand, it's loading the brand design system, and then it's going to get to work. And just like magic, all of the visuals are the same, the layout's the same, the functionality is the same, the data is the same, but now our branding has been applied. There's that F9 Finance green, purple accents, charcoal gray background, white text, everything now correct and in our branded font, and you'll see that the changes have been made seamlessly across every single page. How cool is that? There it is. It built the theme, applied it, then reloaded the file and took screenshots of its own report to check the work. Point this at your real reports and it'll find the junk you've been carrying for months. So what did a full day as my Power BI developer actually get me? A report that normally costs the better part of a day, model, measures, layout, theme, came together in an afternoon of me mostly drinking coffee. And this isn't hypothetical for me. A controller I worked with rebuilt the same regional P&L report by hand every single month. About half a day gone every close because the data never came in clean. We used this process to automate the model and the refresh one time, and that half day turned into about 20 minutes. Same shape as what you just watched, except Claude did it in one sitting. The AI still makes mistakes, but the boring 80% just got cheap. So I'm curious where you land. Would you actually ship an AI-built report to your CFO? Or is the trust just not there for you yet? Tell me in the comments. I read them all, and this is the one I go back and forth on myself. And if you want more tests like this one, subscribe. That's what I make on this channel every week. If you want to go deeper with using AI and Power BI tools, I put together an entire playlist on it right here that will walk you through everything I know about Power BI plus AI tools. I'll catch you over there. Until then, this is Mike signing off from F9 Finance. Cheers.